Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. The two are interchangeable. And it is another session of HoGaLe's that we have for you here. Now, before I introduce Lena, as I usually do, you will notice that it is two of us this evening. So we've been I've been in touch with Lady G. And she said she's been dealing with some things and she's not feeling too well. So we weren't sure if she was going to make it tonight, because obviously we're in touch with each other on WhatsApp and stuff like that. So if you want to know more about maybe what's going on, what she shared, please visit her YouTube channel to find out more details. But she said she wasn't sure if she was going to make it today. And I messaged her back earlier on this evening. And she messaged me around about 9:21 my evening time, so I'm not quite sure what that is in the US, maybe like 4 p.m. or something like that. And I said, let's see how it goes, and she's not got back to me yet. So maybe we can dial in on her channel and stuff, and I'll also follow up with her after the show as well. So she's not here for now, folks, but hopefully she'll be back next week. But it's the two of us. So, Lena, you and
Here we go. And Lady G, I'd like to give you a shout out because Jeanette in the comments calls us together HoGaLicious.
Oh, that is lovely. That is lovely. So here we are. So, Lena, are you ready to start the show? We've got an action-packed show ahead.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. So here it is. So again, thank you for everyone for leaving your questions. Quite international again. So we're going to be doing quite a bit of mileage in the esoteric aeroplane as we skip about. So just to give you a little overview of what's coming, folks, we're going to be looking at Yemen and some of the strikes that have been happening there. We're going to be looking at the global IT crash. Of course, that needs to be discussed. Someone's asking about potential terror attacks on the USA. We've got here, what's this one here? Oh, the assassination attempt, inside job questions about that. What do we have? Kamala Harris question. And then we've got one about JD Vance, Project 25, and that will also end on a Shakespeare, because we've not done a Shakespeare yet for JD Vance. So we'll have to
that'll be epic.
Yeah, all I would say, I'll get more details. I'll say more details when we get to the question, but I would say, Duck Larange, watch your back. Okay, so the first question that has come in, and it's coming from Nick Minks, and she says, Israel strikes Houthis in Yemen after drone hits Tel Aviv. Will this begin a new escalation of attacks in the Middle East? Fair question.
Okay. Oh, cards are flying. Or it could just be my cold hands.
Oh, bless you. We're finally getting a little bit of heat here at last, Lena. It's taken a while.
You're welcome. Let's have a look here. Yeah, everything's accelerated, hasn't it? It's just very compressed and full on.
Yeah, every day now is like a major story, global news. Every day is like something epic.
Yeah. Let's have a look at Yemen strikes. I can go if you want, Hoagie.
Go for it.
All right. The first card I get, this Ace of Swords, there's a righteousness about the Ace of Swords. And if you ask any army, they are convinced they're on the side of right. Like that's just how armies work. We don't have any choice. Here we go. There is a strategic element to this. I see it as a bit of a warning to others as well as this. you have to feel for the people of Yemen who are in the crossfires of this madness, right? But there's a strategy here. Ace of Pentacles and the Hangman. So I think this is going to be a stop-start scenario. You know, aces are new things and then held up by the Hangman. But I think there'll be a bit of a lull, if there's such a thing anymore as a lull. But after this attack, there will be a bit of a lull and negotiations. But this is also my card of the sacrifice. So the lull won't last long because here we have the 8 of Wands. So will be more. Oh, yeah, there we go. So I would take that as an escalation after a pause.
Yes, yeah, quite similar cards, but the fact that we've both got the 8 of Wands in there as well is a bit of a giveaway, isn't it? So if we look here, I'll just make sure I cover the nippleage for the algorithm. The World, yeah, the World card. So, I mean, on this one, we can take this quite literally. I mean, the whole world is looking at the situation, and aren't we as a planet just going like, what is going on, isn't it? It's so intense. But as you know, guys, ad nauseum, as I've been saying, Pluto is in Capricorn. Government, infrastructure, big business, all of that stuff, billionaires, oligarchs, the whole shebang. So we see here literally the world is kind of looking on, and of course this is cycles, endings and beginnings and endings. So let's hope it's not the beginning of something major and it's more like an ending, you know, the last kind of hurrahs, one would hope. We'll have to see. However, in the obstacle position, we've got the 10 of Wands here. So again, it means there's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of effort here, and again the sticks aren't being carried efficiently. There's a lot of tit for tat, backwards and forwards, and it's just all a bit much, to be honest. Oh, I just saw something about Appalachian Mountains. Let me just click on that for oh wait,
JD.
look, who's this?
Oh, what a Trojan.
I'm here.
Bless you. Thank you so much. She made it, folks.
Sorry, I'm late.
Oh,
no, not to worry.
I am so impressed, Lady G. I watched your video. So I'd encourage others to watch it so you know what's happening.
Oh, indeed.
Well, so I'm here, so you know. Drag in and see how we do.
Oh, wonderful. So just so you know, Lady G, there's still time if you want to jump in on this question. The question was about, so it came from Nick Minks. It says, Israel strikes Houthis in Yemen after drone hits Tel Aviv. Will this begin a new escalation of attacks in the Middle East? I've just started doing my reading, but you can obviously come in after me. So, just saying before, 10 of Wands, you know, a lot of work, a lot of awkwardness, but look, things potentially escalating, moving faster. And this is the card. I remember when I was doing a read on Iran, and I got the 8 of Wands, and I said they could strike from the air, because this is also airborne, so it can mean airstrikes, drones, all of that kind of stuff. Here, though, this is quite interesting. We have the smug merchant, but who's potentially the smug merchant in this case? I think that will vary depending on one's perspective, isn't it? It will vary on one's perspective. But let's just say someone's making some money out of this in some shape or form. But look, is this a peace offering or is it the false knight? So here we've got the Knight of Cups here. So maybe there might be some words put forward, some negotiations, but I think it's a mix. I think it's a mixed bag. And I think, yes, it may escalate on one side. I think it's going to be a bit of backwards and forwards.
And
what do you
think? I think too, Iran funding Hamas and Hezbollah and Houthis always uses third countries, which then drags them into the conflict, you know.
Yeah, they're like a proxy, don't they? What do you have, Lady G?
Well, at the center of it, I have, the whole world thing, that it's just encompassing this whole drama. Above it, above it, we have this struggle fighting through with all of this. Some people are wanting to keep the lid on things, but then we have those that are out there, putting out the drama, the message. And I think this has to do with ones like Netanyahu and those, not the higher elevated things, but the ones that are toxic. We have them underneath of it all, trying to hold on to all this stuff, but facing loss and crossing it, charging forward. It's going to be a long-term thing.
Yeah, look at that. Look at those
slowly. Yeah.
So it means it's going to be a bit more dragged out, isn't it? Because we had the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Oh dear. Sorry, guys.
And Australia is putting more money into developing armaments. Why would Australia need to become a bigger arms supplier? What future are they looking at? Our government, and it's a Labor government. What?
Yeah, Pluto in Capricorn, unfortunately. Corporations. Yeah, it's a big thing. Corporations, and we're seeing how the money is affecting things, and we'll come on to that later. Are we ready for the next question?
Absolutely.
All right, so the next question is, so this one's question number 2, Nick Minks again, and others are here as well. So this is about the global IT. So as most of the world tries to recover from the global IT crash, will there be more safeguards going forward, or do the cards show we need to be prepared for future disruption?
Okay, can you just say it one more time?
Sure. So here, as most of the world tries to recover from the global IT crash, so there was a massive global IT crash, will there be more safeguards going forwards, or do the cards show we need to be prepared for further disruption?
Let's have a look. I'm going to go to my Japaridzi for this.
Oh, we've got 1,200 here as well. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and share with others. And if you'd like to know the channel destinations for Lena and for Lady G, it's written in the video description below, along with all the other stuff, books and Costa Rica and all that kind of stuff. And Shakespeare. Well, we'll see if that happens. Let's have a look. IT.
Okay.
Who's ready to go?
I can if you want.
Go for it.
Mine starts with the piercing of the heart here, and I take this to be our hearts, the global hearts of decent thinking people who actually don't wake up for breakfast thinking, who can I invade? So this is the hearts. Look at these two in answer to the question in the Japaridze deck. So this is the equivalent of the Page and the Knight of Wands. So it's like flamethrowers, it's like holding these flames and then here and not huge in themselves, but they start other fires, right? I think that's very literal. And it's been covered by a fig leaf, which is, we're doing this because. If we think globally, the excuses fall away. If we think as global citizens, you're destroying each other, as opposed to we hiding. The fig leaf, it just occurred to me now, is we all succumb to nationalism. I'm an Australian and you're a Brit and you're an American. You know what I mean? No. Get rid of the fig leaf.
Interesting. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, this is about how this is moving forward. Above it, we have a victory with a little bit of this kind of darker element of, craziness that's coming out with it. On one side, we have what's being given out, the other side, light on it. So we understand more what's going on. Underneath of it, feeling pushed to the edge with it and needing to temper it. So what I get is going forward, and I think if ones like Biden gets in, that he will try to do some work on that. There will be those that are of that mindset and looking at this going forward. The wheel is turning. So I think there will be those coming in that want to do work on this to make it better. We're all going to be feeling pushed to the edge with more of this craziness coming out.
Wow. All right, yeah, very, very interesting. All right, so what do I get here? I've got the 8 of Pentacles. So look, I think these are the technicians working hard, trying to fix the problem, because apparently all medical systems went down, and it was to do with Windows. So like medical systems, all of this kind of stuff, records lost, goodness knows what would have happened to people's scheduled operations, etc., medication, the whole shebang. So I think it all went crazy. But look, they're working hard now, trying to kind of fix these, the system and all that stuff, and maybe find what the glitch is. However, look what's in the obstacle position. Oh, it's the devil. Let me make sure I cover the naughty bits just in case the old algorithm has an issue. So look, what this says here, there's more to this. So maybe there might have been an element of cyber attack, and maybe it's been swept under the carpet because they don't want to show the vulnerabilities. Apparently they said it was an update or something like that went wrong. Clearly something wasn't right with it, otherwise we wouldn't be getting the devil card. And then when we look to see the next major arcana that comes out next to it, it's the moon. So of course with the moon, things aren't clear by moonlight subterfuge, alternative plans that we may not necessarily be aware of. Next to the devil, that's not good. So that says there's probably something quite sinister going on. Maybe it's more significant than we are being led to believe.
The fig leaf, yes.
Yeah, because why else would you get the devil next to the moon, But then when we look here, this is the 3 of Wands. So looking out internationally, waiting for the ships to come in. So obviously Microsoft are like going to still keep saying, don't worry, everyone, don't worry, we can still serve you. It's all going to be good, and people might be like, but it's not like you can quickly change a whole system anyway. And these, they become ecosystems. They begin to build really big. And then the outcome card here is the Queen of Pentacles. So yes, people will be interested in their security. So they're going to be working harder on their security. So my instinct is that maybe there was an update, because they're always updating these things, but maybe there was a bit of a hack established there as well. And now they're just trying to fix the problem and make things more secure. But I would worry about the future, particularly with the devil card showing up here. So I think there's more to it than there's letting on. Anything to add to that, ladies?
Well, I think as a consumer, who was affected, I'm just pleased that the technicians got it up and running as quickly as they did. But everything is open to be penetrated in some way. Hackers are the brightest of the bright often too,
True. And very often they get employed by the government to hack other government systems.
Yeah, totally.
So there's that there as well. Just to bring in the folks. So Innocent Potato saying, hi Sharon Donnelly, how's the weather in Delaware? is cooler than last week here in the Appalachian Mountains of Western Maryland. Thank God. Not into heat indexes, 104 to 105. Oh my gosh. That's very hot, isn't it? That is very hot. All right. Are we ready for the next question? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's go for it. Okay, so this is coming from Barbara Alameda. I hope I've said that right. So she says, hi, Hogarth and ladies. My question is this. Do the cards or the planets see any foreign terrorists planning to attack the United States again? Thank you. Well, I think Iran has already thrown their hat in the ring on that. But let's see. Let's see. Major attacks.
USA. Do you want me to go? Okay.
Go for it.
Look, I think this is a perennial state. Here's the Chariot going forward. It's not quite the right question in a way, because I think we can start by thinking every big nation state is looking at every other nation state at all times. You know what I mean? Like, so who's planning what? I think it's very unclear. Again, the moon card making things much more obscure. There's this King of Swords energy here. Then I get the Biden card. Then I get the Page of Swords. So I think there might be some people out there, while Biden is vulnerable in this time and America is preoccupied. But I'm not seeing any cards of actual attack. I think this is planning with this King of Swords. I want to reassure the viewers in that way that I think these things are being planned and talked about constantly, you know, but I'm not seeing attack cards per se.
Fingers crossed.
What do you guys get?
What do you have, Lady G?
Well, it's about choices being made, the paths being walked. When it comes to the abuses of power above it, this is where this is going forward. I think at the moment they've kind of walked away from it, taken a back road, because they're looking at what they can get away with, what they can sell, what the merchants, what they're trying to sell. But underneath of it all, we have trying to figure out the next move with what's being offered. And I think the hindrance is the White House. And
you got the White House too, yeah.
Yeah, the White House, Biden, and the wheel is turning. So I think you're right. They're planning stuff, but at this moment, no, they wouldn't, because Biden is in there and he doesn't play.
Very interesting. All right, as usual, true to form, guess what? My cards have come out rather dramatic.
Right, you do have the drama cards.
I get the drama cards, as you know. I always get the drama cards, but I have to say what I see. All right. We're talking about the US here, and of course, we've just got 1,500 of you joining us in the room live. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It is much appreciated for your love, affection, questions, donations, everything, and participating. And as you guys know, the chat is a world unto itself. Anyway, so if we look here, look, America's kind of a bit tied up in knots at the moment, yeah? Bit tied up in knots. Everyone's feeling like a hostage to fortune. You know, we've got obviously Duck LaRange, you know, basically dodging a bullet. But I think this speaks about the Biden situation as well. We'll be talking more about him. My God, isn't he feeling surrounded right now and kind of entangled with what's going on with him? Yeah. So I think this is speaking about how America feels at the moment, almost like a hostage to fortune, lots of entanglements. we look here, and this is about is there another attack planning, etc., and stuff like that. Here we have the Ace of Swords, but it's turned up in the obstacle position. Now, normally when this card is the white way up, it's speaking about truth, isn't it? Truth and vindication for victims, etc. But we can consider it reversed, which you can take it as simply as meaning lies. So I think propaganda is actually probably more part of the weapons, as it were, of mass destruction rather than so much the physical bombs. You know what I mean? I feel it's more to do with the lies. Propaganda is seeming to be the more effective weapon, as it were. Do you see what I mean? In the last few years, obviously they're going to try and pursue a victory of some kind. What that is remains to be seen. I mean, still, I really think, particularly with things coming out in regards to, if we think of, what's his name, Thomas, who went to visit Putin, for example, like
a few times.
Right. So it's like, who's feeling this sense of victory? Yeah. Is it a little bit of Putinshka who feels he's already infiltrated? Yeah. With his what? With his lies, etc. If we look here, though, they are planning a way, like Lena and the lady says, you know, this stuff never really goes quiet. So this is can be also the MasterCard of manipulation as well. So I think they're trying to manipulate. I think this is to do with the narratives, to be honest. That's the sense I get. But my outcome card is the Tower card, which is, of course, the unexpected. I actually associate this card with Uranus. And of course, Uranus is still hovering very close to our goal. And it will move to 3 degrees of sidereal Taurus and then retrograde and be exactly on the star during the election. So we have to keep our eyes peeled. You know, we just have to be aware. But for me, it's much more to do with the lies and propaganda. That's the main damage now. That's how I see it. What would you like to add to that, ladies?
Nothing.
No. All right. So let's move on. And let's see. And now we're going to get into we're going to get into the assassination attempt. Someone's asked about that, but let's bring in some people here in the chat. Let me just scroll down. It's Patricia saying yay, because I think she's managed to catch it live. Always have strength and joy, says yay, Lady G.
Thank you.
And then you've got another one here, multiples, Lady G. Which is good. It's so good that you could make it, of course. So everyone's saying hello. And then we've got here the HoGaLe's, I think. Where is it? Oh, it didn't click up. Let's just see if it's going to click up. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Emerald Buddha and many more of them. Yeah, it's a good one. I like it. All right. So this question is coming from Andrea Gomez. She says there's been speculation about the assassination attempt on Trump and that it may have been an inside job. Would appreciate it if you could all read on it. Thank you and big love to all. So there's that. Let's read on that and I'll give you a little insight into Trump's chart, but I want you guys to read first and then we'll see. So is it
while we're shuffling too, Trini points out in the comments, make sure that you're registered to vote because people are being taken off rolls and things. You have to double check everything.
Wow.
So don't take it for granted. You know.
That's good advice. Inside job. Orange. And we've got a JD Vance question coming up. Inside job.
Ohio allegedly are purging 160,000 voters. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but the American voting system itself, the actual mechanisms of voting, I will just say are truly bizarre. You know.
I think that, don't you think that should be at the state level where everyone for elections, there's just an agreed consensus of just what the procedure is? That's my thing.
Darling,
I know
it's 50 countries. Exactly. I agree with you, Hogarth, as it is in my country, in your country and stuff. We have states, we have state elections, they're run in a particular way, but national elections should be, must be, have to be standardized. It should be no different in Florida or Maine. It's a national election. And America just stayed with this state system where you can register then and not then, and your postal votes have to be in by then but not then. It's different in every state. It's insane.
And I think maybe that difference has been exploited by the GOP. Yeah, unfortunately. All right, who's ready to go first?
I'm not, because I've been rabbiting on.
Lady G, what do you have?
Well, underneath of it all, I have secrets being offered up. What's crossing it are the wealthy ones with their ideations of what they want, and they were feeling a bit pushed to the edge with things. So they had these great ideas charging forward, going into it with a strong ideation, because above it they were facing a bit of loss with the challenge with the new message coming forward, and they were all in agreement about it. And in one side of it we have the light of the wheel turning. So I think that, there were a lot of them that are kind of behind the things, aiding in the process a little bit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lena, what do you have?
Well, I think this was a bit of both, in the sense, I think behind the scenes there were two sort of ideas, whether to do something as, let's just say, as dramatic as this, or not. Let me point out. And that was veiled in secrecy. So secret, I don't think the left hand knew what its right hand was doing. We have the Strength card here right next to defending from the top of the hill. So I think there may have been some sort of warning or something, but loss. This is the 5 of Cups. It doesn't matter what field you're in, you tend to get more blasé. And it's like the Secret Service, who do this all the time, would have their strategies and their talks and their preparations and everything, and yet this guy was running over their heads. It's kind of weird, not necessarily suspicious. I'm not really in the conspiracy camp, but I think the ideas had been around. But also I think this was just, I'm going to say, a foolish act, but in the sense, I think it was just him in the end.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, so I've got the cards. I've got the cards here. Very, very interesting, and particularly with those kind of overlaps. Now, look, I don't want people to take this the wrong way, as you know, because we're asking, was it an inside job? So look at my first card. Yeah, you guys will probably laugh. Okay, you'll probably laugh. King of Cups, which is normally the Biden card. So I mean, look. Did he plan this? No, of course not. But Kings, of course, the senior decks, they do talk about a more authoritative figures, yeah, more authoritative figures. And there is a shadow interpretation of this card, which can deal with a man that is emotionally manipulative. So this can also be, the shadow of this can be the grand manipulator as well. So let's take this card with a pinch of salt. It's not always Biden, of course, each time the card comes up, but we often call it. But no, I think he's got more. I think he's more worried about what's going on around him, what people are trying to do to him. But anyway, so we've got that. Now, in the obstacle position here, this is interesting because we've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is one that we often associate with the GOP. But this can also talk about what? The big money, the big donors.
Yeah.
So what I would say is, Duck Larange does have quite a lot of enemies on his own side.
I think that's a really important point.
Yeah, we're often led to believe that the GOP are in complete unity about Duck Larange, and there are a lot that do detest him. And we know, of course, with the shooter, he obviously probably had his issues as well. Also, as well, a little astrological aside, Trump has got Venus in his 12th house, sandwiched between Saturn and Pluto, which is a very malefic combination. The 12th house deals with hospitals, prisons, exile. It also deals with international affairs, but it also deals with hidden enemies. And let's not forget, he's going to go into his Jupiter Venus in September. So we've already seen what K2 snip has already been trying to do, take him out. Venus, you never know, might have a go as well. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. But he does have enemies within his own party that he's not aware of. I think one of them is actually a certain JD Vance. But anyway, if we look here, I think this is talking about the shooter. Yeah, it's the Fool card. This talks about naivety, someone innocent. He was, very badly bullied. And I think this was, in a way, kind of like a protest vote, really. I think he probably voted for Trump, felt let down by Trump, and decided to take matters into his own hands. But this is talking about naivety, isn't it? And then if we look here, of course, there's been a huge outpouring of emotion and all of this kind of stuff. I think this is actually to do with Duck Larange actually trying to, showing up as the Messiah, obviously with his bandage on his ear and stuff like that. But I think this has also made quite a significant emotional impact on him. How could it not? Yeah. And then look, the outcome card here is the Ace of Swords, which is obviously aces are known as yes cards. And the question was, is it an inside job? So I'm going to say, I think this was an act of naivety. Yeah, I'm still sticking with what the astrology was saying. K2 literally trying to take him out. It does deal with shooters. It does deal with loners. But what I would say is there are certainly some people within the GOP that are probably a little bit annoyed that the bullet missed. I'll say that. Yeah.
Chris Cool in the comments makes an interesting point. I mean, I'm sure I've missed a lot with this, but in terms of the Secret Service, as soon as it was spotted a man with a rifle was on the roof, Trump should have been taken off stage at that point. Before they tried to do anything, he should have been taken off the stage. And I hadn't thought of that. It's very obvious, really. It's
very strange. But again, Al Gore, headless, people losing their heads. It also deals with betrayal. And, I've spoken tons about Al Gore. But anyway, anything to add to that, ladies, or shall we take the next question?
Next.
Yeah, I think we can take the next one. I think this kid, he was a horrible shot. He tried to get into the rifle club at school and couldn't get in. Yeah. Horrible shot. But he wanted to make a name for himself. He was looking for, didn't matter, Biden or Trump, whoever was by, and he thought he was going to get away with this. And, go after the next one. So he was just really,
Maybe that naivety with the Fool card coming up in the polls.
Yeah, yeah. He just wanted to make a name for himself. I'll show you. I'm a shot and I'm taking out and all of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if he was a good shot, Trump would be dead. It's as simple as that.
Exactly.
And he wasn't. He wasn't.
Yeah.
All right. So we have at the moment, we've got 1,830 of you with us here right now. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Much appreciated. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And the description of the ladies' channels is in the video description below. So just click on that to learn more about Shakespeare, etc. All right. So
well, here, if you hear something, I have torrential rain going outside my window.
Oh, okay. No, we can't hear.
Oh, no, I didn't hear it, but thanks for the heads up. All right, so the next one it's a Kamala question, and then we're going to end up on JD Vance, and we're going to do a bit of Shakespeare on JD Vance. So wait to the end, folks. All right, so the question here is, AOC said if Kamala is not on the ticket, Mike Johnson is ready to sue. The case would go to SCOTUS. Any impressions? And it says, love your Brooklyn sister. And what I would add on that is, I was watching, did anyone watch Carl Bernstein on CNN? He was saying the stuff going around Biden was quite unseemly and ugly. Anyways, so, and in this as well, some of the big donors said they won't give money to the Biden campaign or the candidates down ballot. And they said they will not give another penny until he's gone. That's apparently what the donors have said. And they also said they want an open competition without Kamala being anointed. That's according to the donors. Don't shoot the messenger here. That's what the donors have said. So let's go back into that. AOC said if Kamala is not on the ticket, Mike Johnson is ready to sue. The case would go to SCOTUS. Any impressions?
Sorry, I don't understand that first bit. If Kamala's not on the ticket, what's it got to do with Mike Johnson? I don't understand.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just reading the question. I'll read it again. So they're saying AOC said if Kamala is not on the ticket, Mike Johnson is ready to sue.
I get it now. JC, thank you, explained it in the comments. So Mike Johnson, as a Republican, is threatening to sue. Should the Democrats, and again, don't shoot the messenger, should they put names in a hat and pull out someone else than Kamala, he would sue because the convention is it's the president and the vice president.
Right? Oh, I see.
Yeah. But I think that boat has sailed for a lot of reasons because it's too late now, I think, to put in anyone else. Like legally, you have to get the okay, I think, again, from 50 states to have that person on the ballot. That ship has sailed, regardless of how much you love Biden or want anything this way or that way. So
shall we just read the energy then? Shall we read the energy around the Kamala Harris's energy and the ticket and stuff? Let's just read the energy. What's the energy?
Yeah.
See what we got.
What's happening. What's happening here?
The energy.
Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. It's very complicated, isn't it?
Oh. Remember I said expect the unexpected, folks. A goal. Remember, it's a very treacherous star. A goal. Our goal. Very treacherous star. Biden is, he's in a bit of trouble. It's the energy.
Okay. You want me to go, Hoagie?
Go for it.
Well, with Kamala here, I think no one is more uncomfortable with this than Kamala Harris, right? in the sense, I don't think she's purring on the sidelines going, oh, this is my big chance. I really don't think so. Out in the cold, I think this is her from the inside out sort of thing. I think she would have been fine with an election, Biden getting in a year's time, handing over the keys of the kingdom. But this is very hard for her. Now, here is the death card in the sense of end of a big cycle. She then gets the victory card. Things changing very, very quickly. And the temperance card. Wow. So it would be very hard for her, because many of you who follow our channels and stuff love Joe so much. It would be very hard to see anything else. But this is the angel of light and mercy hovering over her. In other words, I think this could get very difficult emotionally for Kamala.
Lady G, what do you have?
Well, this is where this was headed, where it's going, where they wanted it to. Underneath of it, it would have been an abuse of power, and they were all figuring on this big tower moment, crossing it, trying to figure a way forward for a victory. But what we have underneath all of it is, again, this wheel has been turning almost every reading I've gotten. The wheel, this is all karmic that's coming down. So going into it, we have, the sleepless nights. Above it, mortality was, they wanted to, put an end to this, and just not good. The challenge with what's being built, with an outcome up, they wanted a new path forward. They wanted to have another way to go.
Donors.
But side of it, of course, they're in the dark delusional with their burden. So, yeah, I just get that, they wanted to get rid of it. They really didn't want Kamala going forward, but this is going forward as it is. It's, it's the karmic thing. It's in motion, and that's it. Yeah.
One thing I would add to you as well, what came to me, Lady G, in your reading, particularly with that Ace of Pentacles, speaks a lot about the donors, the money.
That too, yeah.
And that's why they can't get another person in now too, because the donor money is for the Biden-Harris ticket.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Very, very interesting, isn't it? And one of the things is the old school saying, and I think you guys use it in America and in Australia as well, but remember what they said: he who pays the piper gets to call the tunes.
Yes.
So, that needs to be looked at as well. I just think in general, there's too much big money in politics for me. And this ain't a critique to the United States, because it's an essential part of the structure now, but British politics, just globally, for me, this Pluto in Capricorn, the manipulations and power games of the corporate world is affecting the world a lot. So that's just my 10 pence worth there. Right, my cards. So around Kamala, the energy, etc., and stuff like that. So look, they're scoping out different things. I think this is the donors. I'm actually going to read this from the perspective of the donors, because I feel like this is the energy coming through here. So they're trying to look what they consider the bigger picture. They're scouting around, weighing up their options. Twos are always about weighing up options. Look at this. Look what's turned up in the obstacle position, the Eight of Swords. I think this is, if we take this for Kamala, I think she's feeling like she's between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, this is amazing.
I think this is her. I think she's feeling between a rock and a hard place, because she's loyal to Biden, but we know that the donors are speculating, and of course everyone else is speculating, and let's not forget as well, Pelosi and Obama are in on this as well. That has been established. We now know, isn't it? It's all there. If we look, not liking the options on the table, we've got the Four of Cups here. So again, I think this is speaking about the difficulty of her position. But also as well, I think this is talking about the fracas and the disagreement within the Democratic Party itself. One thing what I will say is this: they have to unite. All of this disagreement and this discord, it's not good, and it's only helping the other side. So look, we can see here, look, difficulties, not liking the options, but look, there is an option here coming out of the sky. But look at the next two cups. Oh, sorry, in the next two cards, which are cups. We have celebration here. Ooh, celebration, people coming together. You know, let's hope that this is positive news. And then the outcome card here is the smug merchant. But smug for whom? For whom? Is it that the donors get their way? Or is it that Kamala gets to stay on the ticket with Biden, and then that is the satisfaction? That's the bit I'm not sure. Who is going to be celebrating? But that's what I see. Anything to add to that, ladies?
Not on that subject, but somebody was asking me what deck I'm using, and this is the Radiant Rider-Waite.
Lovely, lovely. Someone here is saying, welcome back. Oh my goodness, ladies, I've just noticed something. I think we've hit a record. There's 2,000 people here. Oh my God.
That is so cool, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That is absolutely incredible. So thank you for everyone contributing to the show. It is much appreciated. Mwah! Big love. So Claudette says, hello, all you beautiful people. And then Jeanette is saying, so glad it made it, Lady G. You are a brave trooper. Yes, she is. Absolutely. And Nancy is saying, love to you all. All right. Are we ready for the next question?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So this is a JD Vance, folks, and there's going to be a bit of Shakespeare in this as well. I think one of my little nicknames I might have for JD Vance is just an instinct at this stage, but he makes me think of Lady Macbeth, particularly as we're talking about, you know, Shakespeare. But anyway, so let's look here. So Fizzlers says this. Hi, Hogarth and ladies. Oh, I forgot to say this. She says, can I first congratulate Hogarth on your accuracy of your predictions and also a fabulous Thursday fry-up. That's very kind of you. Thank you. The question is, if Trump were to win, this is the question, if Trump were to win, would he soon be exited for Vance to take over? Vance is 100% Project 2025's plan. He's bringing in the big bucks. Now, from what I understand, Elon Musk is going to be contributing 45 million per month for as long as Vance is there. Would the decks be cleared so that he, JD Vance, could fulfill the agendas? So grateful to you all. So basically the question, just a précis, is JD Vance is essentially a plant by Project 2025. And if Dr. Larange were to become president, he may be exited stage left in order that Vance can take over. So let's read on that. Yeah.
Yes. Intriguing. Because I've had the vibe since the announcement, Trump would not have picked JD Vance. The GOP machine has picked him.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't want a younger, dare I say, more virile man. But let's have a look. Would not surprise me.
Musk picked him essentially as well, and the other one, who's that? The mentor, Musk, and this other guy that JD Vance.
Teal.
There.
Oh yeah, Teal, Peter Teal, is it?
Teal.
All right.
JD Vance.
JD Vance. He is.
And there's a comment here from an Appalachian viewer. He says, I refuse to claim him. He's a flatlander, not a hillbilly. So obviously that's Appalachian talk. Good on, thank you.
Thanks for that. I just don't, the second I tune in with his energy, I'm just like, I don't,
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I'm like, Duck Orange, watch your back.
Yeah.
Watch your back. It's all about power. Sorry, Lady G.
Total snake.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't trust them. Ugh. Well.
Oh, okay.
Who's ready to go?
I can, if you like. Now, shouldn't laugh. I think this has been planned for a while. Different groups behind the scenes thinking about this. Planning Trump's exit. Again, we don't ever talk about literal death in modern tarot, but this is about the end. Get him in, see what happens. Oops, there he is. They've been evaluating this, waiting to make their move.
Lena, I got the same.
Oh, really? Yeah. They realise the party is struggling and injured. These are I hate to use the grown-ups in the room because it would be better to say the grown-ups in the bank, know that there's every chance Trump will not succeed because of his unpredictable behaviour, and it's wounded the party. So they've just ridden over the top and plonked in JD Vance. That's how I see it.
Wow. Okay. Lady G.
Well, underneath all of it, we have to look at the history of the GOP. So what they have is, trying to get away with it, of course. There are arguments with it. Crossing it is speaking out about the toxicity of what they would be doing. And the center of it, this is about the tower moment that they would be planning. The energy is the burden by the wealthy that are trying to, have their wish fulfilling things going. The challenge is getting hung up somewhere because the outcome is they want the man of power in. But on one side of it, we have a tempering, and the other side of it not coming to fruition. Yeah, but yeah, they would try to get Trump out and have Vance take over. Yeah, 100%.
Well, you know what I would add to that? It's just made me think of that movie Ghost. And there's a bit where Whoopi Goldberg, the fraudulent psychic who actually has a genuine epiphany and goes, "You in danger, girl." That's what I think with Duck Orange. It's like.
I know. Look, I'm very sorry to interrupt here. I've just got a serious family call I have to run now. Okay. So I'll miss JD Vance and Shakespeare. I'll see you next week, everyone.
Oh, no problem. Good luck with that.
Have to run.
Sorry to hear about that. Okay,
hopefully no problem. It goes well.
Yes.
Ciao.
Yeah.
Ciao. Right, thanks for all tuning in. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, bless. I'll just quickly click on some. I hope she's going to be okay, but she obviously had to leave the calls. So obviously a personal family situation there for Lena to deal with. But thank you so much for joining us, everyone. So Luana, I want to say thank you so much for your donation, your tremendously kind and generous donation. Christopher, thank you so much for your donation as well. Maxine, thank you so much for your donation. And Dreaming Cat Studio, thanks so much for your donation. And it said, will Trump go to prison this year? Unlikely this year, but I'll read. Yeah, because of, his help from the judiciary. But these are the cards that I've got, and then we'll ask Shakespeare. Let me just click off that 1 minute. I've left that up too long. And then let's do that. Okay. So the question was, JD Vance, is he being put forward in order to kind of like betray Duck L'Orange? Now look at this. 10 of Swords. Doesn't get any bigger than that, doesn't it? Yeah, it's all about the backstab. It's all about
there it is.
Yeah, I mean, the one card has basically said it, hasn't it? And it's funny because I did a Thursday fry-up and I was reading on Vance and I was like, he is dodgy. So there it is. Yes, he's there to do it in the back on Duck L'Orange. 7 of Pentacles. This has been planned for a long time, just like you were saying, Lady G. This has been in the pipeline. This is the card, I refer to it as the card of ROI, return on your investment. The seeds have been planted long ago, and JD Vance is the fruit. Yeah, the fruit. If we look here in the middle of the deck, just in case we weren't sure, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is often known as the Loyal Knight, the Loyal Knight. I think this is how Vance is presenting himself to Duck L'Orange to win his approval. However, what's the shadow of this card? This card is also known as the Mercenary. So really, he is the mercenary of those that have got a bigger investment that doesn't involve Duck L'Orange, and he's the one that has to, you know, been put in place. If we look here, the next card is the Lovers. Now, remember, the Lovers is about what? Deals, pacts, often has a lot to do with money, finances, and stuff like that. Vance has made a deal. Vance has made a pact with Teal, and I would suspect Bannon as well, and all of the architecture of Project 2025 and all the other mishegas that comes with it. And if we look here, we've got the 4 of Cups as the outcome. Not quite liking the options. I have a feeling JD Vance probably would have liked to have just run up against Duck L'Orange as a candidate himself, but he's chosen the more awkward one where he's not really liked the options. He's had to change his spots, hasn't he, to kind of suck up to Duck L'Orange. And he's taken the option that's come to him out of the sky. So he's taken the VP, but Duck L'Orange, you in danger. He is.
Every time I read on Vance, I get he's like a Manchurian candidate. He's just, you know, you can't trust him for anything.
Can't trust him. Dodgy, 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 dodgy. So he's in with a snake there. He's in with a snake, that one. Now, shall we see what Shakespeare thinks of JD Vance?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get this here. Let's have Shakespeare close the show for us. So, as you know, Lady G, tell me where to stop and we'll get Shakespeare's stance on JD Vance.
And now.
Oh, all right. Oh, now this is interesting. So here, this comes in from Troilus and Cressida. It said, "Thou sodden-witted lord, thou hast no more brain than I have in mine elbows." That's what he said. But you know what? Is this talking about Duck L'Orange, though? Let's see what the next page is. Let's see what the next one is. And it says, this is from Love's Labour's Lost. It says, "You talk greasily, your lips grow foul." Ooh. I think that's the one.
Yeah, I think it fits both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. You talk greasily, your lips grow foul. Because remember, he was one of the staunch critics of Duck L'Orange before he changed his tune.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think Trump's actually in quite a lot of danger. I think he's still in quite a lot of danger. And it could be well the case. Now, we're not saying, well, we'll have to see what happens with the elections, of course. But if he were to win, how much longer Duck L'Orange would stay around, I don't know, because I think there'll be a little cap and a little something poured into the tea, because you can't get cards like that with all that betrayal and dodgy. Dodgy. Anyway, right. Can you believe it, Lady G? The time has gone. so quickly, so quickly. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. That's a record for us. Over 2,000 of you joined us tonight. So big love, much appreciation. Thank you to everyone who donated as well. And again, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share. If you want to subscribe to Lady G's channel, she is in the video description, along with Lena as well. Hopefully Lena's okay. Let's hope it's not too dramatic what's happened for her. But we really appreciate the support. Thank you for joining us. And we will see you next week. I hope you enjoyed the show. Mwah! Big love, and thank you for the donations as well. All right. Bye-bye for now, everyone.